Hey everyone, welcome back to my... Did I dampen my beauty blender? Yeah, okay. I was like, I'm not getting up. I'm not getting up throughout this entire video. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, as you can finally see, I'm doing makeup for once. It's been a hot min, so I just wanted to, I guess, go about my makeup routine and like explain to you guys what's been going on like the past couple of weeks, because not that I feel like I need to explain anything, but I feel like you guys haven't really gotten a sense of like what's going on with me. I feel like I need to do makeup again and really remind you guys why you subscribe to me. And for everybody who is a new subscriber, hey, hello, I do actually do makeup sometimes. So without further ado, if you're not subscribed to my channel and you're here either for the first time, second time, third time, doesn't matter, then please do subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're notified of all my uploads. But otherwise, let's get into it. I'm just gonna do a very simple fall look, some winged liner, something very relaxed, because if you guys do follow me on Instagram at jmurphybeauty, I have been doing like some more avant-garde crazy looks, and I've also done a lot of poetry, and I just really want to do something simple. And I'm so used to doing simple looks off camera, like for myself, for my day-to-day, but I would like to do something simple day-to-day for at least one part of my social media presence. So that's what today is going to be about. Not really going to go in depth with all the products that I'm using, but if I feel like it's necessary, I'll lift up the product and show you guys and try to point to the shades and whatnot. So like right now. So yeah, if you do follow me on Instagram at jmurphybeauty, I guess one of the original things that I want to talk about is how I have been doing poetry lately, and I've gotten a lot of great feedback from it. A lot of people have really been enjoying it, I've seen, and I really appreciate that because it was really nerve-wracking to start doing that. I just wanted to do something different. Like, I was getting pretty good engagement, especially since I kind of just hit the ground running with posting a lot more frequently and doing a lot of videos for every single makeup look that I was doing. So I wanted to at least improve my engagement a little bit by doing something new that I didn't see a lot of other people doing. And because I love to write, and that's what my whole life is pretty much about, and I wasn't really doing a lot of writing because of how busy I was with doing makeup and YouTube, I wanted to change things up and force myself, I guess, in a way to write. And even though it's not like crazy stuff, a lot of these things I write like literally the night before. It has been a really good way for me to just express my feelings that are going on in my life. And for anybody that is like concerned about me, because a lot of that stuff can be really deep, and I guess some people were a little concerned about what was going on with me. I am fine. I'm just in a really weird place in my life. I'm 23, so if you guys have seen that tweet where it says, what is that feeling of when you turn 23 and you don't know what's going on in your life and you hate how stagnant your life is, so you start considering going to grad school? Like, that's where I'm at. Like, it's the perfect description of where I'm at in my life. I genuinely don't know what I'm doing, and I think that that's a similar sentiment that a lot of people my age are going through right now. I've just been frankly bouncing from job to job, and I'm not really getting any stability, and I'm not very happy with what's going on in my life right now. Shut up. So I did not lose my job. It was kind of just like the end of that phase in my life. It was like the end of that internship. But the thing is that when I started that social media internship, I also left my job at Target, which is why I have that video up. And by the way, it's not up right now because likewise with that one, the Walmart one and the Ulta one, I took all of those not down, but I put them on private because I am doing an active job search right now, and I don't need employers potentially going onto my YouTube channel for whatever reason and seeing that type of content and thinking that I'm going to bash them if anything were to go wrong with that company or whatnot. Not that I feel like I really need to stifle myself or that I regret any of the stuff that I've said in those videos, but I understand that from an employer's perspective, you don't want to have somebody come on and take a job that could potentially bash you and your company later. Not that I would, because I honestly did Ulta, Walmart, and Target because those are really big names. For anybody who I talked about in those videos, I either didn't mention a name, it was really vague, or I didn't mention a location, or I changed names, so I don't feel like I was being that problematic, but I can see how that's potentially nerve-wracking to an employer, so I just decided to private them. They will be back up as soon as I hopefully get work. But yeah, for right now, things are pretty weird, and that's kind of why I've been able to churn out content so frequently. But that has also been pretty overwhelming and pretty exhausting for me. And it's not even like, it's because like I think that it's like frustrating or annoying or I don't want to do it, but it can be potentially frustrating to constantly and consistently be creative, which is why I didn't really increase my upload schedule while I was, you know, in that phase. You're not creating the type of content that is going to be highly regarded if you're just doing something every single day. Even if it's short, even if it's long form content, you know, you can't overwhelm your subscribers like that. So then I was able to focus on my Instagram again. Then that got like frustrating too, because I was filming every single makeup look that I was doing, and I was trying to post like every single day to get my engagement up, which has been working. But you know, like I said, you can't really, you know, take a break from that, and you can get very overwhelmed very quickly. Sorry if all of this is like kind of all over the place, but I literally have not talked to you guys since my little vacation to the Poconos. So now I'm in a place where I'm just trying to find work. So that has been really overwhelming, and that's one of my poems was about too. It is frustrating because I want to get a job so bad, but my type of industry is very difficult to get into, and I'm either overqualified, underqualified, or I just get lost in the pile of resumes because these companies, these brands, these industries are so prolific, and they have like 400 applicants within the first 30 minutes of posting a job application request. So things have been pretty crazy for me, and it really affected my self-esteem. And I do have like ideas for blogs in mind that I want to make. I want to talk about more serious stuff because that's always been my passion. I do have like a full-length blog coming out with regard to the bad MUAs subreddit that I did a video on last week, which got a lot of good feedback. Thank you for that. But I wanted to write a long-form blog about it too, to kind of like have like a more clear, distinct position and analytical position as well. So that will be up fairly soon. I wanted to have it up the same day that I published the video, but timing didn't work out because that weekend I went to Salem with my friends, my high school friends, and I hadn't seen a few of them in a long... Being in an apartment is not it, just letting y'all know. Okay, like I was saying, it was my first time seeing them in a while, so it was really nice to get into contact with them and just have a nice, relaxing weekend in Salem, Massachusetts. I'd never been there before. We drove all the way up, and it was an amazing time, and I had so much fun with my friends, but I spent so much money, and that also made me depressed again, which is why I almost didn't post a video this week. But I thought, why not just talk about it in the video, you know, to get my vibes in check. I spent so much money, and I probably shouldn't have gone, but we were planning this back when like I was going through a bunch of interviews, and I thought that I was going to get hired for something, so I thought that I didn't really need to worry about money. And also I didn't think that it was going to be that expensive, but because we were in such a prolific town, we wound up going to a lot of fine dining, I guess you could say, places. So a lot of it was very expensive. I tried to get like the cheapest things on the menu, but at the end of the day it still costs a lot of money. So in a way, I kind of almost regret going, but not because of like the memories that I made. Like I had such a fun time there, and I am happy that I went, but I'm just broke now. So I have to be really careful about what I spend, which isn't fun either because I hate feeling like I'm not financially secure or independent. Everybody shut up. Like I can't in front of the camera. I gotta go. Hold on. Thank God it's like so far away that y'all will never be able to tell if they're even. I vaguely know what I was talking about a couple minutes ago, but I think that y'all just understand that I did spend a lot of money in Salem, and therefore I am pretty broke. So if I'm not purchasing new makeup, if I'm not, you know, otherwise doing reviews of new products, I apologize. I mean, it's not like I've been doing that fairly often on my channel that much anyway. I do have to kind of relax on the spending a bit. I think that you guys understand. Like I just have to take a breather. I am in the process of talking with a recruiter who's helping me potentially get a marketing job. So I'm looking forward to that because I'm really I need something stable that's going to give me at least an entry-level wage. So I am looking forward to that potentially working out, but if it doesn't, I don't know. I just want to be financially secure, and I just want to be happy as well. You know, I am getting so many offers from marketing jobs or being asked to submit applications for marketing jobs. That is not something that I ever thought would be possible, nor something something that I thought would come as easily after I did do my internship. Like, it's almost like you don't really need a business degree because I don't have one. I have an English degree and I only have one internship, like I said, involved in marketing. I'm just saying that it is interesting to see how easy it has been for me to be accepted into that field with little to no experience with marketing and no degree in marketing. So hopefully things work out. I am really excited about it. I'm excited with the person that I'm working with. And so, you know, here's to hoping that something really good comes out of this because I just need something. I have been a little bit like unhealthy, I guess you could say. I've gained a lot of weight. I don't know if that shows on my face. My stomach is a lot bigger and nothing like terribly concerning, but I am reaching that point of like, I'm a little too sedentary in my lifestyle right now that it could potentially cause harm to me if it continues for the next couple of months. And now with it getting colder out and with the weather kind of being worse, it's kind of harder to motivate myself. Already not being a motivated person when it comes to exercise, but it's getting harder to motivate myself to go outside and take a walk, go and hike and stuff like that. And with all this free time, you would think I would be able to do that, but I have been so used to using all of my free time into doing makeup looks, filming YouTube videos, writing, reading as well to help myself, you know, get back on track with mentally being able to sit down and read a book without fantasizing about things for 20 minutes because like my ADD be going off. So I have been questionable as far as my habits go from a day-to-day basis. I am cooking a lot more, which has been nice because that was never really something that I did when I was working. Even working such like, you know, jobs that, you know, weren't full-time, like I still would be so unmotivated to cook and clean and do all of those things, but I've been able to get into some kind of a rhythm to, you know, just make my house a home. Even though it is an apartment, you know, it's still, you gotta take care of it and you gotta make it a healthy environment to live in. And so I've been able to take care of that a little bit more, which I'm happy about. But with that, you know, it comes the fear that once I do get a full-time job, you know, what is going to be the potential of not just me maintaining like a good, clean environment and being able to cook, and also on the other end of it, being able to also keep up with doing makeup looks and doing YouTube. I'm a little bit nervous about it, I'm not gonna lie, because that has happened in the past. But I think with the potential of having weekends available finally for the first like job that I've had since, you know, I was a teenager, I think that that'll help, because even though me and Kevin will probably want to go out and have fun, it is still a way for me to maybe sit down on a Saturday and edit, upload a YouTube video. And then on Sunday, prepare meals, prepare the house and get it nice and orderly, and be able to have a nice, successful little life. And I'm hoping that for me. I want to at least do something that I'm using my best potential in. I want to do something that's going to be worth my while, you know, and if you're working a job that's paying you less than minimum wage, you're not going to be happy no matter what the situation is. Crooked nose contour. We'll fix it. That's just my channel's existence. We'll fix it. But I don't really want to talk about the job situation anymore, just because I just don't want to jinx it for myself. I just don't want to put myself back to square one, and I don't want to be miserable. You know what I mean? I would rather just wait things out and see what happens. So I don't think I discussed this, but an old friend of mine and I recently, I guess, repaired our friendship because it was on the rocks for quite a while. This is something that I talked about in my graduation get ready with me, actually. She was my best friend and she was my roommate as well. And then she started dating my toxic, really abusive ex-boyfriend. And so we didn't talk for, I want to say, I guess, a year and a half, because it's only recently that they two split. I won't mention her name. I won't do anything like that, just like I did in graduation video, but it was kind of a dark time for me because it was right after I graduated, literally like a week before that I graduated, that I found out that they were together, and she told me that they were getting together. And so I wasn't really able to graduate and enjoy post-graduation with her. And I had moved up here in this location very close to her where we would have the potential to be able to see each other quite frequently. That just didn't end up happening even after she graduated in May. And so So it was recently one of my good friend's birthdays, which is the thing that I was getting ready for in my Virgo cocktails video. And she wanted all of us, the core four as we call ourselves, to get back together and hang out and spend her birthday weekend with her. She's always been a good mediator between all of us because she's very grounded. You know, she's a Virgo, she's down to earth, and she isn't really argumentative and doesn't really want to fight with anybody, so she wants to make sure that everybody else is in the same mindset. But me and her got kind of cornered into a section of her house because, you know, she didn't just have us over for that Friday night. She had her high school friends, her work friends, her boyfriend, everybody come over. So we were all mingling, but I wasn't really close to any of her friends besides obviously our college friends. And one of my college friends, she wound up getting really sick, so she couldn't come. So it was literally just me and her. So we had to talk to each other. And I didn't have a problem with it because, you know what, it has been a year and a half. It's not as important to me anymore. It just felt really shitty that like a friend of mine would go and date a toxic, abusive ex-boyfriend who almost ruined my life essentially. So that was where the whole beef went. But because it has been so long, because I have been able to move on from him, and obviously I am in a very loving and beautiful relationship, it was affecting me less and less the more that time went on. So we were drinking, of course. And then I kind of just went up to her and I was like, hey, you know, I just want to say I'm sorry about kind of abandoning you. And even though like it wasn't my fault, you know, or no, it wasn't really either of our faults, it was just a bad, shitty situation, I still wanted to at least apologize because I did kind of just leave her alone. And I know how bad of a person he is. And I wasn't there for her when she potentially needed a friend to rely on, because he is that type of person that like cuts you off from your family, your friends. He never lets you see anybody except him because he has separation anxiety, which is code for I'm an abusive a-hole and I like to control your entire life if it's not centered around me to make it centered around me. Like, I don't want to expose this guy, but I want to expose this guy. You know what I mean? Because I don't want anybody else to get into this type of situation that me and her went through, because he broke her down so much, and I won't tell her truth at all because that's her story to tell. But it is kind of insane how much of a similarity between both me and her relationship with him was. Like, he did us dirty, to just be completely frank. So we made up, and it was just like a really nice time. Like, I feel like as much as like things have been so bad, at least from a financial perspective for me, capitalism has kind of convinced me that because that part of my life is so bad, that everything else is bad. Like, I'm a miserable person and I'm worthless and every day sucks. When in reality, so many amazing things have been happening to me. There's so many facets of my life that are going really well. I've just been so happy with the way that things are going in so many aspects of my life. But because I'm excited about life while being poor, somehow my brain has convinced me that my life is terrible because of that. I am being productive, but because I'm not making any money from those things, I've basically convinced myself that I'm a waste of space and that I'm a piece of shit. And I'm tired of being in that mentality, and I'm tired of other people trying to convince me to remain in that mentality. There are things that I don't have time for, and maybe I will make a video on that, but it depends on if you guys want to see that. Since I popped this pimple underneath, like, it's just being really annoying and making everything patchy because that's just my life. Things I don't have time for. That. So aside from those things and me just ranting randomly throughout this video, I don't know if I have anything else to talk about. Should I make a TikTok? Like, I guess that's one thing that we could talk about. It's so crazy how much makeup Twitter has completely taken that over and like made it their own, and I've been really curious about it because I could still potentially do my poetry on there, you know, just not having to sit down and film my entire makeup routine, but film little bits of it and still come out with a pretty decent result. I feel like that would be very freeing, and also it's just the new thing to do, and you gotta get on the social media marketing trip, you know? Figure out what's new, what the kids are watching, and what could get you really popular, and just roll with it. There's just like a lot of things that I do want to talk about, but like I said, I can't just continually do like commentary videos and like not talk about me, not talk about my life, because I know that you guys watch my video for me, just not just like because of the content that I have. Like, you want to know my opinions on things, but you also want to know about my life, so that's why I decided to do this. There's just been like, I don't know, a lot going on in the world, especially since like Saturn is out of retrograde or whatever. Astrology is so hard, but I have actually been like paying a little bit more attention to astrology because I'm tired of like not knowing what to expect from my day-to-day life. It's really overwhelming, especially when you're an adult that doesn't know what's going on every day. I've been looking at my horoscope a little bit more, trying to get more into astrology, understanding like my stellium house or whatever the hell that is, knowing a little bit more about my moon sign, rising sign, and all those things, trying to understand where to go with my creative passions. So I guess to just conclude this, before I put on my lips and I can't talk, things have been pretty interesting in my life. It's been depressing, even though I am happy about the progress that I've been making as far as like my channel goes, my Instagram, one more time, just to annoy you guys. I've been proud of those accomplishments. I've been proud of like my emotional and mental development as well, but financially my life is just in turmoil, so if I am a little bit quieter about things, like I just want to make sure that I'm having the best potential release of myself. So I'm just keeping everything pretty mum lately. That's why I'm doing such a laid back video right now, but I hope that you guys are having a great fall and there will be a lot of cool content coming out soon, especially since it is October. I'm trying to keep on doing like spooky looks, so look forward to that on my Instagram, and also I will be doing like some tutorials here and there. I think that's it. All right, let me do my lipstick. I always just take my hair down because I need you guys to see that I can improve slightly. Like, after the video is complete, I could actually look somewhat decent. Okay guys, that was my little get ready with me, updating you guys on my life, and you know, just wanting to sit down and chat with you all to see how everything's going. Let me know how your lives are going down in the comments. Also, feel free to hit me up on my social media accounts. If you do request to follow me on Twitter, I will accept it. Once again, subscribe if you haven't already and you did enjoy this video. If you did, please also like this video. All the products that I did use will be in the description box. If you couldn't tell, it's like very much all the same things that I've been using from a day-to-day basis. That's about it. Follow me on Instagram at jmurphybeauty, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.